My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Karate Kid Part 3. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I didn't know what to expect from this movie because nobody ever talks about it. And after watching it, it's easy to see why nobody talks about this movie. It is just more of the same. But let's begin by talking about the performances, and Ralph Macchio does a perfectly fine job. He brings enough energy and personality to this character, but it's just the same performance he has given in two other movies. There's nothing about what he's doing here that stands out or feels fresh or new. So he's fine. I just wish he was given better material to work with. And same deal with Pat Morita. I like what he brings to these movies, but it's just more of the same. There's nothing from this performance that you haven't seen in two other movies. So Thomas Ian Griffith was actually the standout for me. This guy is so over the top and so sleazy and so scummy, and I just thought he really stood out in this movie. Robin Lively, I thought, did a pretty decent job. She's sweet and charming enough, but I thought the way they handled her character was just weird. Like, the fact that each one of these movies has Daniel forming a relationship or a friendship with a girl just feels repetitive by this point. But even the fact that they're just friends here and not dating just felt weird. Like, I think her name was Jessica. She mentions her boyfriend once, but I don't think we ever see him. And then in the big tournament finale, I don't believe she was even there. So her performance was fine, but the way this character was written was just weird. But then I looked into it, and I guess the actress was 16 while Ralph Macchio was 27 at the time of filming. So that's why they went in this direction. But at that point, maybe you should have just gotten someone else to play this character. So, yeah, just very weird. Sean Cannon is unlikable. He's a douche. He does a perfectly fine job at doing that. And Martin Kove felt like he was going to be a bigger character in this movie, but he really isn't. So I thought the handling of this character was just weird as well. But yeah, my issue here is that this movie is just more of the same. There's a scene where Daniel is getting beat up, and uh, Miyagi comes in and saves the day. He trains him for this big tournament. Daniel does the tournament. He's losing for a big chunk of it, and then he wins at the end. It is just more of the same. This franchise doesn't have any more ideas to it, and because of that, it's just so uninteresting. There's no progression of the story or the characters. It's just so stagnant. Like, Daniel is the same character at the end of this movie than he was at the end of the first movie. He hasn't really changed. He really hasn't been given an opportunity to change. So it's just frustrating. Like, these sequels did not need to exist. And some of this movie is just baffling. Like, the first half of this movie is these punks trying to get Daniel to sign this piece of paper. And then Daniel eventually does, and he agrees to this tournament, but Miyagi won't train him based on principle for whatever reason. I thought that was weird. So then Daniel goes to this evil trainer, and Daniel starts getting corrupted, which I actually kind of like that idea, but then have that be the main plot of the movie. It's only ever present for like 20 minutes, and it just feels so rushed. And instead, they have this whole plot where Daniel's mom has to move to New Jersey. So Daniel moves in with Miyagi and they start up this shop. And there's like a 10-minute scene of Daniel and Jessica trying to get this tree. Like, why? It's just baffling. It really is. But to be fair, there is some nice scenery in this movie. So yeah, this movie sucks. It's not unwatchable, but it's just more of the same. There's no progression in the story or characters. It's terribly written. It might have a good villain, but this franchise just shouldn't exist. It should have been the first movie only, so I'll give The Karate Kid Part 3 a 3 out of 10. Okay, have you seen The Karate Kid Part 3? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin, out.